shivering in half light. Can't quite find your face. Soft breath, endless space. Your name just out of reach. Something in the silence. Hands brushing away, falling. Echoes hold the night. Almost say what I mean. Hold you when I can't speak. Trace hope on your skin. You feel close enough. Everything's going on and danger In my dreams, I'm still brave enough to love you. All the words I lost feel warm and true. Fear never finds me, only you. You say my name when all goodbye. Now
Streetlight bleeds on cracked concrete. You press against the cold incomplete. One ear twitching at my tread. Two ribs rising, barely fed. 3 steps closer through the downpour. 4 walls waiting past this door. The wind holds its breath as I reach. And now your heart beats next to mine. Every shiver turns to time. No more wandering in the gray. You are known in every way. 5 towels dry your matted fur. 6 hours watching you stir. 7 breaths steady on the floor. 8 dreams knocking at the door. 9 mornings seeing you sit tall. 10 times you didn't flinch at all. The dawn spills gold across the sill. Now your heart beats next to mine. Every shiver turns to time. No more shadows in your stare. You got warmth beneath your chain. 12 meals shared in patient rain. 13 nights you rest your head. 14 reasons hope's not dead. Now your heart beats next to mine. Every shiver turns to time. No more counting wounds or fears. You are home and so am I here. And so street lamp flickers on wet stone. You curl beneath a broken phone. One paw lifted, barely there. 2 ribs showing